The sparrow and the silent bellis is not always an ending. Often, it is life's way of demanding that you spread your wings and fly higher. The story I share with you today offers a new kind of hope. I invite you to stay with us until the conclusion to uncover this profound lesson. Deep within the mountains stood an ancient temple. Its marble walls were draped in velvet moss, and its courtyard was a sanctuary of silence. At the very heart of the stillness sat a magnificent bronze bell. It had not been struck for many years. Dust lay undisturbed upon its curve, and the birds of the air passed it by without a second thought. However, one small sparrow noticed what others did not. Within the hollow of that great bell, she found a sanctuary cool in the heat of summer, dry against the lashing rain. It was the perfect place for a home. With a twig held firmly in her beak, she began her labor. One by one, she wove her nest, lining it with soft feathers, her heart light as she worked. "This is my safe haven," she whispered to herself. "Here, nothing can reach me." The days passed in a peaceful rhythm. She sang to the rising sun and rested in the quiet shadows of the afternoon, convinced the bell would never sound again. Her world felt immovable. But life has a way of shifting just when we feel most secure. One morning, the sound of footsteps echoed across the courtyard stones. The monks had gathered. After years of silence, they decided it was time to wake the bell, to call the villagers once more to prayer. The sparrow, tucked happily in her nest, knew nothing of their intent. Then came the strike. Boom! A thunderous, violent roar tore through the air. The bell buckled with a terrifying force. The sparrow's nest trembled and disintegrated. Twigs snapped, and feathers scattered like ash. In a single, shattering blow, her world was ruined. Terrified, she fled into the open air, circling the courtyard in a daze. "Why has this happened to me?" she cried out in her heart. "What did I do to deserve this? Why has life stolen my home?" She flew from the temple, her wings heavy with grief. For days she wandered, a nomad of the valleys. She perched on lonely branches, but nowhere felt like home. She grew weary. She grew hungry. There were moments when she felt she could go no further, but a voice deep within whispered, "Keep flying. Keep searching. Do not stop now." So, she pressed on. She held on to the belief that somewhere, somehow, a new place awaited her. One afternoon, the distant murmur of water caught her ear. Following the sound, she discovered a hidden glade deep within the forest. It was a place where light filtered through the canopy in golden ribbons and the air smelled of sweetness. Berry bushes hung heavy with fruit, and a crystalline stream sparkled nearby. The branches here were thick and resilient, perfect for a foundation. The sparrow stilled. She could scarcely believe the paradise before her. With renewed hope, she began again. Twig by twig, she labored, but with a new wisdom. She chose stronger wood. She laid each piece with patience. When she finished, the nest was grander and more secure than the first. As she sat in her new home, felt the gentle breeze, and listened to the song of the stream, she smiled. "This is better than the old bell," she realized. It was then the truth dawned on her. If the bell had never rung, she would have remained trapped in that dark, hollow place. She never would have found this garden. The loss of her first home was not an end. It was the commencement of something far greater. My friends, life is much the same. We all build our nests, our jobs, our homes, our relationships. We settle into the comfort of thinking nothing will ever change. But one day, life strikes the bell, our world shakes, and everything we knew breaks apart. In those moments we ask, why me? The pain is heavy, and the future is a blur of uncertainty, but like the sparrow, you must keep flying. The end of a chapter is not the end of the book. What looks like a tragedy is often a transformation in disguise. The failures that break us are often the very things that propel us toward places we never imagined. Remember the sparrow. The same bell that destroyed her nest was the bell that set her free. It forced her out of her comfort zone and drove her toward a heaven she hadn't known existed. When your world shakes, do not be afraid. Do not assume it is the end. Keep your spirit resilient. Keep moving, keep building, because your next nest, your next chapter may very well be the most beautiful one of your life.